On Whirlpool presents ESPN Cricket 40 T20 timeout powered by Dell. We're looking ahead to the game between the Chennai Super Kings and the Rajasthan Royals. Neither team can afford to drop points. Let's see what Sanjay Manjrekar and Tom Moody have to say. Right, gentlemen, let's go. If the team loses this one, they can pretty much say goodbye to their playoff chances, you'd think. Let's go to our first of 5 preview statements. We're saying, Sanjay, that Robin Uthappa should continue to open for the Rajasthan Royals.
Well, it doesn't matter what we think because, Ronak, that's going to happen. Finally, Uthappa has got some runs and he's got it at a very good strike rate. So Rajasthan Royals will be thinking, yeah, that really worked. And so he's going to be opening the innings. So that's for sure.
Tom, among all the things that they're still not ticking, have they ticked one thing at least, and who should open?
Yeah, look, I think it was long overdue, that move for Robin Uthappa, and you could just see the way he played and his body language throughout that innings. It was like he was, a kid going back to school again. He was so happy. His stroke play was, dangerous. He's such a clean hitter of the ball as well. Give him a new ball, give him the field restrictions in those power play. He's dangerous.
Let's go to our next statement. Tom, we're saying Chennai don't need Kedar Jadhav in the 11. They did bring him back in for Piyush Chawla for that last match against Delhi.
I think they do need him because it looks like Bravo is going to be injured. So they're going to be a little bit lighter in their middle order with Bravo out. So I think that extra specialist batsman is important. What is going to be interesting is the role that he plays. There's no point sitting him back in the dressing rooms and playing the last couple of overs. He needs to be in and amongst the game relatively early. So I would be persevering with him.
Sanjay?
Let's not forget how Kedar Jadhav came into the scheme of things with Indian cricket in white ball cricket. The reason was that he could bowl some handy off spin. And that is why he became a certainty for the World Cup. If you remember that you had a batsman who could also bowl 5 or 6 overs of spin. But that has stopped. So Kedar Jadhav, the pure batsman, is he adding as much value? I would say no. And because Karun and Jadeja are now showing potential with the bat, so maybe they can afford to drop Kedar Jadhav and make more usage of people like Karun and Jadeja, the batsman.
All right, that cues our next point quite nicely, Sanjay. So you can kind of continue from where you're leaving off. We're saying that the informed Ravindra Jadeja with bat should come in ahead of MS Dhoni in the batting order. Thoughts?
Well, I'm not so sure because, Dhoni is showing the right intent. I don't mind Dhoni failing if he's going after the bowling from ball number 1, and that is what he's done in the last 3 innings. So depending on the situation, yes. And Jadeja, if he's given more batting responsibility, will he be able to bat with the same freedom? Because when you're going out there with the license to hit just 3 or 4 overs remaining, the job is much easier. So it's a worthwhile try and to see, how Jadeja responds. And if they're dropping Kedar Jadhav, then maybe a message to Jadeja that now we are looking at you as a batting all-rounder.
Tom?
I think it's very situational. I think because they're clearly a left and right hand option, more often than not, I'd be opting for Dhoni, but there'd be the odd occasion, particularly against spin, I'd be sending Jadeja ahead of Dhoni because I think that left-handedness and the way that Jadeja plays spin may be more of a way for them to get those spin overs, getting to 7, 8 and over against being, the 5, 6 and over, which can happen at times with Dhoni when he first comes to the crease.
All right, let's go to our next point. And Jaydev Unadkat will have to put the horrors of that last game behind him. And we're saying, Tom, that Rajasthan should use Kartik Tyagi at the death more than Unadkat. Thoughts?
Absolutely should be using him. To me, he looks like he's got such a clear head, whether that is his youth and enthusiasm, that he hasn't had the historical damage of being hit into the stands countlessly, or whatever it is. At the moment, he is certainly executing his Yorkers as well as anyone, not just within the Rajasthan team, but within the IPL. And he looks like it to me that he relishes the challenge of bowling at the death. And that's half the battle. It's a bit like why Bravo is so successful and has been for many years, is because he welcomes the challenge.
Sanjay?
See, Unadkat may be asked to bowl a little differently because when he was getting hit in the last over, every ball that he was bowling was a slow ball off length. So he became very predictable. It was supposed to be a variation, but wasn't really. But as Tom said, Tyagi is a good option. And if Unadkat is able to bowl differently, then maybe, he continues to bowl in the slog overs, but the slow balls on length are becoming far too predictable for the batsman.
All right, let's go to the Chennai Super Kings now. They will have at least one force change with Dwayne Bravo injured. Sanjay, we're saying it's time they give Imran Tahir a go in his place. Thoughts?
See, they have tried 2 leg spinners already, and the Karun Sharma, Piyush Chawla. So whether Tahir is going to bring, anything vastly different to their bowling attack, I don't know. But he has the wicket-taking knack, so it's a worthwhile try. But I'd rather have some, fast bowler coming in, because Shardul Thakur is doing a fine job, Chahar is doing a fine job, but Sam Curran as well. But they need perhaps a little more potency in the seam attack rather than spin.
So would you go for an Ngidi or a Hazelwood? And if so, which one?
So the pitches are slowing down. So on that kind of a surface, if you have a choice between Ngidi and Hazelwood, you'd rather go for the latter, I think.
All right, Tom?
I wouldn't go with either of them. I'd be going with Tahir, purely because the wickets are slowing down, and Tahir is a very, very unique leg spin bowler. He's different than a lot of others. He's historically done very, very well in the IPL. And I think the way the pitches are starting to evolve, he's only going to get harder and harder to get away. And what I like about Imran Tahir is he can bowl in the power play and do it very, very effectively. He'll bowl stump to stump. And if there's anyone that's going to be hungry for a game, it's going to be Imran Tahir. And he'll be charging off when he takes a wicket. Even if there's no crowd, he'll be charging off looking for crowd to do his celebrations.
All right. Thank you very much, Sanjay Manjrekar and Tom Moody, for looking ahead to this game between Chennai and Rajasthan on Whirlpool Presents ESPN Cricket 40 Timeout, powered by Dell.